Hello. I was recording this before and it messed up on me, so I got started over again. I hate it when my phone does that. I wanted to show you in this tutorial today how to make this, actually two different coasters. This one is in the shape of a cup. They're both cups, but this one I made in rounds. Started with a round, which I chained 4. Then I slip stitch into the first stitch to form a ring. Chain 1, and then put 2 double crochets, 4 double crochets in the center of the ring. So chain 4, form the ring, chain 1, put 4 double crochets into the center of the ring, then chain 1, and then put 2 double crochets in the first stitch, and then 1 in the second stitch, and then 2 in the next stitch, and then just keep going till you get to the end of that row. And then the next row will be every 3rd stitch you increase, which would be 2 double crochets in every 3rd stitch, and then the next one's every 4th, and so on until you get the width that you want it, and then you tie it off. This one I did 12 rows, I believe it was, of increased rows until I got the width I wanted. Actually, I'm sorry, I didn't do 12 rows of this one. That's the other one. I'm getting myself mixed up. I apologize. This one I did 8 increased rows, and then I did 2 just regular double crochets across, which with no increased rows. So I did a total of 10 rows with this one. 8 increased rows, and then 2 just regular with 1 double crochet in each stitch, and then I tied it off. That's how I made this one. And if you want to make a handle, you can make a handle for it. And it depends on however you want to do it. If you want to make a handle, you can. And if you want to clean the edges up, which I didn't do with this one, but if you want to clean the edges up, put 1 double crochet in each stitch all the way around the whole cup. And then it'll clean those edges up. And if you want to add a handle, for this one I would chain about 12 like I did for my other one. And then put 1 double crochet in each chain stitch. And then just attach it to the side of the cup that you want the handle to be on. Whether you're right-handed or left-handed. I'm left-handed, so I put mine on the left side usually, but this other one I put on the right side. But you can put it on either side you want, the right or the left, it doesn't matter, however you want to put your cup. But that's how you make this one. And this is made with 100% acrylic yarn, the gray one. And then the other one is 100% cotton yarn, which if you plan on using it to put hot stuff on, I would suggest you to use 100% cotton yarn because it works a lot better with heat and with moisture than the acrylic yarn does. Acrylic yarn isn't good with that, because with heat, acrylic yarn will melt, and it would make a hot mess. So if you plan on using it, then I would use 100% cotton yarn. But if you're just using it for decoration, it doesn't matter if you use acrylic or cotton. But if you want to use it, I would use cotton. Now with this green one, I made the saucer with a little spoon on it, and I sewed the spoon to it. I made it with yellow yarn, which is also 100% cotton yarn. And with that one, I just made the well, I'll tell you how I made the saucer first. With the saucer, I worked in rounds, of course. And I made, I just chained 4, slip stitch into the first chain stitch to form the ring. And then do 12 double crochets in the center of the ring. And then slip stitch to join it. And then you start your increased rows, which means you would put 1 double crochet, or 2 double crochets in the first stitch. And then 1 in the second stitch. And then 2 in the next stitch. So every second stitch on the first row, you increase. And then the next row would be every 3rd stitch until you get it the width that you want it. You know, the size you want the saucer to be. And then you tie it off. And with the spoon, I did the chain 4, slip stitch to join it to make it a ring. And then I did the 12 double crochets in the center of the ring. And then I just left it like that. I didn't, I think I did 1 row on this one. I apologize, I forgot. I did 1 row of double crochets in each stitch. I didn't increase it or nothing. I just put 1 double crochet in each stitch all the way around, and then I tied it off. And then to make the handle, you chain whatever size you want it. With this one, I think I did, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I chained 7 with this one, and then just put 1 single crochet in each stitch, and then tied it off. I sewed it to the bottom of it, but I do it from underneath. As you can see, my stitches under there. I sewed it underneath so it wouldn't show on the top as much. It would just show underneath it, which you wouldn't see that. So when you sew it on, I would do it underneath here so you won't see your stitches. And for the flower, again, it's the same thing. You chain 4 and then slip stitch into the first chain stitch to form the ring, and then do 12 double crochets in the center of the ring. And then I did a row of 1 double crochet in each stitch all the way around. And then I tied it off. Oh no, I didn't tie it off, I'm sorry. Then I started making the petals. So to make the petals, depending on the size you want them, with this one I chained 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This one I chained 5. And then I put 5 double crochets into the, 5 double, listen to me. I put 1 double crochet in each stitch across. And then just made the petals like that. And then the next one, I just would slip stitch into the bottom down there, which is on this round part here. And then I chained, I think it was 1, 2, 3, 4, chained 5 again, and did the same thing. Just put 1 double crochet in each stitch. So that's how I made the petals. I put 1 double crochet in each stitch across until I got it the size I wanted. Until I got the petal the size I wanted. Then I just slip stitch into this round circle here and just repeated it until I got the petals like I want. That's how I made them. You know, everybody does their petals different on flowers, but that's how I did it. And I just did 1 row of petals. I did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 petals on that flower. But you can put 5 or 6. It doesn't matter. However many you want to put. And then again, I sewed it onto the cup, which I went through the bottom, which you can see the stitches under there. I sewed it onto the bottom so you wouldn't see it through the top of it. But that's how I made this green one. And the green one I did I tell you that one rows I forgot? See, 1, just in case I didn't, I'll tell you again. I can't remember if I said the rows or not, but for this one, I chained 5, and then put 2 double crochets in the first chain, 1 double crochet in the second chain, and every second chain I put, for the first row I put 2 double crochets, and then the next row I put 3. In the third stitch I put 2 double crochets, and then the fourth, and then I just kept going until I got it the size I wanted. And I made the handle, which was chain 12, and then put 1 double crochet in each stitch and sewed it to here. I can't remember if I said that before or not, but I might have. Just in case I didn't, I'll say it again. But that's how I made this green one, with the flower and with the little spoon on it. You don't have to add those if you don't want to. You could just use a cup and the saucer, or just a cup, or however you want to do it. It doesn't matter. Whatever way you want to do it will work. But, you know, like I said, I would use the acrylic, the cotton yarn if you plan on using it for, you know, hot or cold things. I would use 100% cotton yarn, definitely, because it works a lot better with heat. And with washing it also, because you can wash it and dry it, and it's fine. But when you dry them, to me, I mean, I know a lot of people say differently, but to me, if you wash it and you dry it, I would dry it on low heat, because cotton sometimes shrinks. So if you dry it in your dryer, I'd put it on low heat. You know, that's just the way I would do it. I know a lot of people say different, but to me, I found it to shrink. If I put something that's made out of cotton yarn on high heat in my dryer, it shrinks it. So I just put it on low heat to dry it. But you can wash it just as many times as you want, and it should be fine. But if you're worried about it, like if you put the flour and the spoon on it and you're worried about that, you know, coming off or anything, which it shouldn't if you sew it on pretty good. But you can put it in one of those little bags that they have that you put, you know, your garments in, and then put it in one of those and wash it so that you can make sure that it doesn't come off. But that's how you can do those if you want. If you're concerned with it coming off, you can put it in one of those little garment bags, and it will do just fine in one of those, and you can put it in there and wash it and dry it, and that way it'll protect it from coming loose. But I hope you were able to understand the pattern I did. I'll put the written instructions in the description box of the video so that you can see it and read it and follow along with me, hopefully. But this is the green one that I started to make out of gray yarn, just to show you. But you increase, you know, I chained 5 like I said, and then just put 2 double crochets in the first stitch, and then 1 in the second, and then 2 in the next, and then 1 in the next, and then you just keep going till you get to the third row, till you get to the second row, and then it's every third stitch, and then you just keep going until you get it the size you want it, and then you can, or the width you want it, and then you can quit increasing. So hopefully that's easy enough for you to follow along, I hope, for you to understand how I did that. But until next time, I pray that y'all have a blessed day and you were able to follow along. But again, I will put the written instructions in the description box of the video. And I pray that you'll have a blessed day. And until next time, I'll see you later. Bye-bye.